my very first car because I learned so many valuable lessons from this car that have impacted my life to this day. My dad has always had the mentality and the mantra, especially when we were younger, he said, I don't ever want you to drive a car that other people are going to covet. So this mantra was one that he lived out very, very well. My very first car, case in point, was a gray Caprice, Chevy Caprice. I didn't have the money to buy a car when I had gotten my license, and my great-grandpa had recently passed away, and this was his car, and we had inherited it, and so my dad said that I could use this car, and this car became my car. He didn't give it to me, but he let me drive it, and it was essentially my car while I was living at home. So we called this car the Gray Boat. It was my gray boat because it was a big car. And it was not a pretty car at all. But you guys, I learned so many lessons from driving this car. Driving this gray boat taught me to worry less about what other people think. There is something about driving a clunker car that teaches you a lot of humility. You quickly have to check your pride at the curb, and you just drive this car. And I learned that I don't really want to be friends with people and have close relationships with people who are going to judge me by the car that I drive, or by the clothes that I wear, or by the house that I live in, or by the job that I have, or whatever. Those aren't the people that I want to have close relationships with, because those aren't true friends. If people are attracted to you because of how you look, or because of the car you drive, or because of the house you live in, or because of any of the stuff in your life that are just material things, those are not true, real friendships. Those are people who are attracted to nice things. I want people to be attracted to me and love me for who I am, not for the car that I drive. Honestly, learning this lesson at a young age has just given me so much freedom going into marriage. I haven't ever felt like I needed to apologize for the many clunker cars that I have driven, or for the fact that I oftentimes will wear the same outfit over and over and over again, or that our house isn't decorated beautifully, or that we lived in a really small house in many seasons of our life, or that we didn't have nice things or nice furniture or nice whatever. I didn't feel the need to apologize or explain it, because I had learned the freedom that comes when you just don't worry about what other people think about your stuff. It taught me gratitude for what I do have. My dad was kind to let me use this car. And other than paying for my gas, he paid for any car repairs, or he took care of them himself, and he paid for my insurance. And I'm so grateful that he was generous to do this. I drove that car with gratitude both to my dad and to my great-grandpa. And honestly, I felt this little connection to my great-grandpa driving that car, even though he had passed away. And it was just special for me to get to drive his car. It taught me that contentment isn't about stuff. It isn't. The biggest lesson that I learned from driving this car was that you can be plenty happy and fulfilled while driving a car that isn't eye-appealing. Driving a car that isn't the one that everybody's like, oh man, cool car. No. Contentment is not about the stuff that you have. It's about a choice that you make in your heart. It's about the state of your heart. And I was able to take that lesson into marriage, and to this day, I just have to say that I am so utterly content and okay. My friends will make fun of me because they're like, Crystal, you no longer live on a beans and rice budget. You know that you can replace that little thing. Because I'll be like, I'm so frugal to this day. But it's honestly because at my core, when I was a teen, I learned contentment. And I learned that it's not about the stuff you own or the car you drive or the house you live in or the clothes you wear. It's not about any of that. It's a state of the heart that is unaffected by your outward circumstances. You can choose to be content even when you are driving an old car, even when you are wearing really used clothes that you feel like you need to replace. You can be content. You can be content when you're eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches over and over and over and over again, which is what we did for the law school years because that's what we could afford. We ate a lot of peanut butter and jelly. The food you eat, the clothes you wear, the car you drive, the house you live in, none of that is really what brings you joy and happiness and contentment. And so I am so grateful that my dad gave me this clunker car to drive because it taught me these valuable life lessons that have impacted me for years and years to come. And I hope that I can pass on those same lessons in, I don't know whether it's going to be through clunker cars or through what, to my kids as well. Because these are lessons that are going to bring so much joy and happiness and peace to you if you learn them at a young age. And honestly, I learned that there's so many good things about used cars. And to this day, I am still such a firm believer and proponent of driving used cars because I've learned so many lessons from them, and we've saved thousands of dollars over the years by driving used cars. And so I think I celebrate used cars because I feel like you not only learn great lessons, you not only learn contentment, but you can save so much money by driving.